Welcome to the show. This is Maker Conversations with Tiff Marchand, and today my guest is made by Marylou. And if you know me, you know that I absolutely love her and think she's one of the most amazing, most talented people out there. So I really hope you enjoy getting to know her. The episode is extra long, almost 2 hours long, and midway through, Lindsay from Woodbring will be hopping on and adding to our shenanigans. There's also a Patreon special with Lindsay and Marylou where it gets a little bit more wild, and it had to kind of get cut for how crazy we got. But I think you're going to enjoy it. So a huge thank you to my Patreons. We have Katrina Schmidt, Matthew Gerard from The Wooden Mustache, B.A. Reeve from Wobbly Arrow, and David Wart from Rustic Joy. You guys, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. If you want to support the show, head on over to patreon.com/makerconversations. All right, enough of me. Let's get into the show. Welcome. I had to go deep, sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm down.
So I kind of wanted to start this off with a really important question that we got today.
Okay.
And it was, why are cats better than dogs?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very deep question.
It is a deep question. So I'd like to preface this question with saying that I love just animals in general. There's definitely some I can't get down with, but like I'm a huge animal lover. So this is no hate on dogs.
Gotcha.
And I grew up having dogs. I didn't have a cat till like my mid 20s ish. So I was never a cat person. But what I will say is that like a kitten compared to a puppy, zero potty training.
Oh, that's nice.
Nothing.
That is nice.
They instinctually, and that's why they have to stay with their mother for a certain amount of time, but they instinctually just use a kitty litter.
Pretty dope. Okay. All right. I had a best friend who took care of my dog when she was a puppy, so I had it easy.
That is easy.
Yes.
You are very
like
lucky.
He would come over while I was at work and like let her out and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Yes. So
I
had help at least for that stage.
Yeah. I was going through some of my old journals recently, and one of them happened to be the time when I got my dog Otis, and it was like his puppy phase. And I was complaining in my journal about how the night before I didn't get any sleep because he had diarrhea all throughout the night.
It happens like every fucking puppy. Yes.
And I was like, I was just thinking back and it's like, dang, can I do that again? Because I really do want another dog, but like every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, it's so much work, and they're not independent in any way.
The energy level is a lot different than cats.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, cats are cool.
Sorry, I stole that.
Yeah.
But cats are cool.
I think they're villainized in like media a lot, and they're actually pretty cool. Especially Disney movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So black cats just everywhere, and in the alleys, starting trouble.
Mm-hmm. Lady and the Tramp, the cats were like a villain.
Yes. We are Siamese, if you please, I believe.
Yeah.
Was the song.
Yeah. Cinderella, his name is Lucifer.
It's so true. I never even thought of that one.
God, y'all are mean to cats. Cats are cool.
So I want to talk to you because it's been a while since we've recorded together. Right. And I want to catch up on where you are right now. And you're working on a non-woodworking project. And I kind of want to talk about that if you're up for it.
I'm up for it. Let's do it.
Tell me about it. So it's like recording one of your friends, right?
Yeah. So I'm making a documentary. It's essentially like a character piece on one of my really good friends. Her name's Carrie. We went to college together. We've been friends for a really long time. Our our cats, actually, just to kind of bridge
Get
it back
to cats.
together. Yeah, they're from the same litter. So
Oh,
we are
cool.
cat-in-laws as well, connected for life.
Cute.
Yeah. And she was running the LA Marathon this year and was like in training mode. And she reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to collab with her and maybe make some content for
Nice.
her. And I was like, yeah, for sure. That sounds cool. And then, I thought about it a little bit more and I was like, I think this is a really good opportunity to film a documentary.
Yeah.
Not like a feature, but just a short doc.
What's your goal
And
length?
it started
Uh-oh.
it started with like I really just wanted to make like a 5 to 7 minute film.
Yeah, I can see
But
that.
I'm feeling like it might be 15, 20 max. I'm gonna cut myself off 20 max, but I don't even want to get that far. Hopefully I can keep it around like 10, 15.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
can edit it down. It's amazing what you
Yeah.
can cut and still have like the story be told.
Yeah. I think my problem is I get very attached to
Yes,
like
I get that.
footage and super excited, but I'm trying to reel myself in a little bit. Use
Well,
a
now
little
that you're
constraint.
starting to do shorts and like reels and stuff, you could always use that footage again in a different way, and do little
Yeah,
reels
for sure.
to
It's
satisfy that
yeah, exactly. Right.
that loss. I understand. It's hard.
Yeah.
So if you do let it go for like a long time, are you
Mm.
gonna do snippets or are you just gonna like let it rest and put it away for a bit until like you said, life happens and it requires you to shoot?
I think what I'm going to do is assess like every 6 months
Yeah.
and maybe put things together. And if it doesn't feel whole or complete,
Mhm.
then it's not time.
I love that you've been working in IT for so long that you're like, I think I'm gonna assess it every 6 months. I'm gonna put a little calendar appointment in my my Outlook, and maybe I'll color code it to remind me that it's gonna be for editing and reassessing things.
Actually, I am very organized with like my footage and everything, and I try to keep
I'm sure you
track
keep
of
little
everything.
logs and stuff. Oh yeah.
And notes, and yeah, I have like a fat Milanote going on.
Fat Milanote.
Yeah.
I have no idea what a Milanote
Okay.
is. I'll be honest. Tell us.
Milanote is an app or
Mhm.
website that you could use for basically organizing your notes. You have like blocks of things and you can add a bunch of different
It
types of
sounds so
things
similar.
like
Yeah.
pictures, links to things, lists,
Ooh, that's nice.
yeah, maps. Because like, for our project, we're sending each other maps of places where we need to do running, you know.
Okay.
And I say we, but I do very little running.
Did I reach out to you the other day when I saw you post the part and then I saw like the camera having to move fast and I'm like, uh-oh, somebody had to do some jogging or running.
I didn't hear you. You didn't.
Maybe I did. Maybe it was
Maybe you
an
thought
internal
it.
comment
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I
I did have
noticed it. I
to.
was like, I bet she wasn't happy about that day.
Actually
Or
that
were you
day
ready for it?
I didn't think I would be running, but like it just kind of came to me while we were on the trail. I was like, actually, I'm gonna follow you, but I was like, please don't run fast. It's like, keep a slow pace. And I'll follow you.
I
And
liked it. It was a really
yeah,
nice piece of footage.
yeah, thank you. That was
It's put
kind of
out.
like after I put it together, we were both like, oh my gosh, this is very inspirational. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, that's not my intent, but I love that that comes out.
It was a
And
nice
that's
show of
really cool.
movement. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you felt like
Yeah.
you're going along with her for a moment and
Mhm.
that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
It
sorry. I
is.
should have given you this feedback. I like when I get feedback, so I will make sure I give
No,
feedback. It
I'm
worked.
very much enjoying this. So you can, when you give feedback, does not matter. It's good at any time.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
appreciate.
So yes, for everybody listening, because this is just we talk all day, every day almost.
Oh.
Yeah.
all
Yes.
day.
So
Yeah.
we're sorry. We talk a lot.
Yeah, exactly. There might be like inside jokes that we
That we
don't
have
even
no idea
realize
that
we're
we're,
doing. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That might happen.
yeah.
Well, what's funny is we're talking about filming and stuff like that. One of the
Mm.
other questions that I got was kind of like, and I know we talked about it when you were on Behind the Maker podcast, but kind of like where you got your film background. How did you
Mhm.
learn about lighting? People want to know. The world needs to know.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I have always loved movies.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I I just I loved everything about it, but I also like really loved reading. So those two were kind of hand in hand for me. I love getting lost in
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Um, and my mom and my dad like separately also enjoy movies, very different kinds. But
Can I
it was
wait? Can
always
I know what genres that you grew up watching, please?
I think kind of like the typical kid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You
But like,
know,
what's dad into and what's mom into?
Okay, yeah. So my dad's actually into period pieces.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's into indie
Indie, okay.
films.
Yeah.
And then my mom is like into rom-coms
Hell
and
yeah. I love a good
happy
rom-com.
stuff, Hallmark.
Yeah. My husband's mom is, I
Mhm.
actually am subscribed to the Hallmark Network right now because when we were at Workbench Con, she added it to my
I remember
programming.
I remember that. Yeah,
Remember
that's
that? Yeah,
funny.
I got an email and I was like, what the fuck? Well, it's true. And I still haven't canceled yet.
Oh, you're sweet.
Too
Sweetheart for
cute.
I'm like, well, she's gonna come over, so she got
Yeah,
Hallmark.
she might
Yeah.
need it. She might need to
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
There might be a new one that just got released.
Right.
All
Oh,
right.
well.
Yeah, you never know. So, all right. So
Springtime.
you grew up with indie movies and you grew up with comedies, romantic
Hmm.
comedies, stuff like that. Okay.
Hmm.
I had to know the
Yeah.
background. My dad was Mr. Action movies, kung fu, fighting, all that stuff. But my mom was
Well,
definitely more happy,
there was
comedies
a
and stuff.
lot of that too in
Yeah.
my family.
Yep.
I think it's also, the
The time.
times.
I was gonna say that
Yeah.
what was actually
Like,
out was a lot of
yeah.
fighting. We grew up with a lot of like shoot 'em up, blow 'em up kind of movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think filmmaking kind of is also just a part of like um my love for art in
Yeah.
general. So I just love like anything art related, I am in love with. And so while I was in high school, I was taking a whole bunch of art classes and I took this TV studio
Oh, that's
class.
nice.
Yeah, where we just like got to film a bunch of stuff. Me and my cousins would make skits, like really stupid stuff.
What year did you
And
graduate high school?
oh
Not to
shoot.
out you, not to out your age.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. 2000 for me.
Oh 07.
Okay. I was just thinking
Yeah.
because like we didn't have really an audio like video class or anything like that. So
Yeah, yeah. So, because cameras, I think when I was in high school, they were kind of barely becoming accessible and
yeah.
like small.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it
No, it
was,
makes sense that you had that class. That's cool though.
yeah, it was really cool. Learned a lot. And I think, I really didn't want to I knew I didn't want to go to college.
Yep.
Because I just, like I graduated in like the top 100 out of 1,000 people in my class. So like I'm not
Love that.
stupid, but but I'm not like
You're
the
not
most
into that stuff.
academic. Yeah, yeah, I'm not passionate about
Yeah.
it. I mean, maybe if it was like another world, I would have like gone to school for like literature. But that's about it. Like I had no interest in going to college, but my mom really wanted me to.
Okay.
And she felt like it was super important and we kind of compromised. So I ended up going to college, but I majored in filmmaking. And
That's
yeah.
awesome though. I mean,
Yeah. So
it's a
I got a
great
bachelor's
major.
of science for filmmaking. And I had the time of my life. Like it was
What kind of
awesome.
films did you make in college?
So interestingly enough,
No.
I'm not there were two major short films that we made in college. So like basically when you get to the half point
Hmm.
and then your thesis.
Yep.
Like so
Yep. That makes sense. What have
exactly.
you learned? Show me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
So some people basically once they got to like associates, they dipped after that.
Gotcha.
Um and then some people made it all the way to thesis. And so for my first short film in my screenwriting class for it, I don't know, my screenwriting teacher kind of convinced a lot of us to do horror
Cool.
because yeah,
I mean,
because
I'm
horror,
into that.
yeah, I know.
A little.
Yeah. So but because he says that because it's the most affordable,
Right. You can do it on a low
typically.
budget. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a lot with so little.
Hmm.
And a lot of filmmaking is just manipulating how people feel.
Hmm.
And so there are a lot of like horror tactics that are really easy to achieve. So
Sure. Just
I
like shaking a camera for suspense, or you know what I mean?
or even just
Different
getting quiet,
angles. Yeah.
just getting really quiet and then something big happens
Yeah.
and you're
A loud
fucking
bang. Yep.
terrified.
Yeah. You're right. No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So there are a lot of like little things you can do to make someone scared. And so I kind of made like a psychological thriller type thing.
And were you a
Um
vampire slayer?
I actually wasn't in it. I was in my thesis, but just at the end. So yeah, I wasn't in that
I
one.
mean, it makes sense though if you're directing it and all that. Like, you want to
Mhm.
feel like you direct somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
So yeah, and then my thesis was a little bit more closer to home. Um, it was pretty much like about this little girl who wanted to sing,
Okay.
and she felt like she couldn't based off of, I don't know, just external
Hmm. Get it?
things. And then at the end she just goes for it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
And then that's like I was in the band playing.
I was gonna, I was gonna
Yeah.
ask, and what, where were you in this?
Yeah.
You're in
Yeah,
the background
exactly.
just going.
I was playing guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I I haven't watched in a while. But I think I was just sitting on an amp playing guitar. Yeah.
Looking
Yeah.
adorable. Yeah.
It was um it was when everyone had bangs that were to the side, you know.
I had
Like
bangs for a very
and
long
then
time.
to the side. Yep.
Yeah.
Not even long bangs. They were like
Oh,
the short
got you.
ones,
Just
but push.
shorts. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yep.
wasn't like super emo or anything, but I had emo looks sometimes. Yeah.
I wasn't emo at all in school. It came after.
Really?
That
Yeah.
was my college phase.
Yeah. Well, like it wasn't even a genre till like,
Oh, exactly.
probably
2000.
around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right when it started, I fell right into it. I was the beginner.
Yeah. I was more into like really old rock and roll.
Hmm.
Um, when I was in college, I like barely listened to any modern music at the time. So I was kind of weird in that way. I'd be like, people would get in my car and like Otis Redding was on or something. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I used to make playlists for whoever, like if we were going on a trip
Mm,
and I knew who was going to be with me, I made custom playlists so that it would be a
like
good
on
time for myself.
CD.
Oh yeah,
Like
on
you had
CD.
like
And then I would
like with
label
a
it like,
Sharpie.
oh hell yes.
Yeah.
Doreen and Sarah going to Northampton together. Like
Oh my
stupid shit.
God.
Because I
That's
wanted it to
cute.
be like
An
my
experience.
songs and an experience. Yeah. And like we were gonna have that and that was gonna be playing in the background and it would just make our day. Listen, I
That's
would
cool.
curate things.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's hey. Gotta
When
do
friends are
it
worth
up.
it and the time is worth it, you want to have a good one. Your 20s when you have time to make CDs.
For sure. It's
I'm
so
not
fun.
making it. Well, actually, no,
Yeah.
I haven't made a mix in a long time. That used to be my thing at work. I
Oh
would
yeah.
just like be sitting there working, but I get very bored at my job. So then I would have like Spotify open and I would just be making different playlists. I have like a ridiculous amount of playlists.
So I never really got into playlists till maybe like more recently.
Oh yeah.
Only because like I'm an album person. Like I will listen to someone's album for a certain amount of time
Mhm.
and just like know the ins and out of it, like just figuring out what are they trying to say, or like what is their flow, what's going on here. Yeah, I'm more obsessed with albums, and when someone has like a shitty album, like if you're skipping 4 songs,
No, I
it's
get
not
it.
a good album.
It's not. No,
Yeah.
no. So what else is going on with you? What else can you tell us?
So I am currently, I don't know, is it a renovation? I guess renovating my garage.
You're definitely renovating. When you take
Yeah.
off all of the
Yeah.
walls, it is definitely like a renovation.
Yes, dude. Yeah, I'm basically deconstructing my garage so that I can convert it into a shop. But because it's an attached garage, like I have another garage right next to me, and then someone actually lives above all
Oh,
the garages.
okay.
I
Wow.
have
All right.
to, yeah, I have to soundproof the garage. So that's why I like have to rip all the walls down and insulate and then put new drywall up. And yeah, I'm just being courteous, I guess, to my
No, I think it's
neighbors.
great. And it's going to be great for the house afterwards. Like that's a
For
bonus. You know
sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
insulated garage.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
For sure.
like
Yeah.
you're adding value to the house as well with what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
So
for your shop, is it the same size as the one that you had at your house? Like
no,
I don't know
it's
if anyone knows
twice.
you've moved. We
Yes, I
might talk about
have
that.
moved since we've last
Yes.
talked.
Yeah.
I moved from Raleigh, North Carolina to Orange County, California. And yeah, super huge move. It's been a wild
Across the
like
United
6
States.
months. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so no, it is twice as big as my last shop.
Awesome.
Not width wise, but
Okay.
like length.
Okay.
So I went from like a 10 by 12
Yep.
to now it's like a 10 by 20.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm like really hyped about it
Yeah, no, you should
because
be.
I can like build dining tables now, you know. So I really wouldn't be able to fit that. I also want to make a bed eventually. So yeah, it's nice to have the room.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah,
And do you have like
yeah.
a whole design layout or are you winging it as you go?
Um, so I have an idea of how it's gonna feel, I
Mhm.
guess. Right now I'm like just kind of taking it one step at a time. Like, let me rip these walls down and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be like a dark and moody
Mhm.
situation because that's me. Yeah. And I'm gonna have a CNC enclosure. Um,
That's gonna be
because I
nice.
don't think the insulation and drywall will be enough, you know,
Yeah, but it's gonna be
to,
nice for you
yeah.
too.
Oh,
Like
for
while
sure.
it's working to have like that
Exactly.
soundproofing. Like I know it's not gonna be
Exactly.
silent, but
Yeah. But it'll be
yeah,
dampened for sure.
yeah. Anyone who
And
uses CNC knows like
yeah.
it's a
And
loud
like
noise.
safe. Do you ever
Yes.
like kind of get scared like watching that bit do its thing? It's a little
No,
terrifying sometimes.
because well, just because of like hand routering, I tell people too, I'm too comfortable around routers. I get upset at myself. I'm like, be more nervous. That's dangerous.
Okay, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird
I
that you're
did
not
hand router
scared.
carving for 3 years. So
Yeah.
a router bit was directly in front of my eyes
Well,
for a
okay,
long
so
time.
I feel more comfortable controlling the router.
You do. Oh, then having it
Um,
just spinning loose.
yeah, like so even I had a router table and never used it.
Gotcha.
I would rather bring the router to the
To the
piece
wood.
than the piece to the table, but I know there are benefits. No one come at me for this, okay?
Did you must have
Just
had like a really
yeah,
bad kickback experience,
I
I
did.
assume. Okay. Yeah, no, no, no. Well,
I
that's
did.
I assumed it had to be. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Nobody
not
come at me for this.
for real. Do not cancel me. I just am terrified,
Unfriend.
but I still make it happen. You know. So but like when I watched the CNC, so this is something that has happened. I didn't account for the clamps because I was using clamps.
Oh yeah, yep.
And the CNC hit the clamp and the bit flew.
Yep. No, I agree. It's frightening.
Yeah, I wasn't like near it and it wasn't gonna hit me, but I saw it happen and I was like, no. no. So I stopped using clamps. But
me too. No,
yeah.
no, like when I got rid of the 150, when I got rid of the X-Carve, I was like, I'm never going back to clamps. Never.
Yeah. I still have my X-Carve. Does anybody want to hit me up for that?
There you go. Orange County,
Orange
X-Carve.
County,
What size?
X-Carve is the small one.
Small
like
one?
They don't even sell it anymore.
Vintage.
Was it like 500?
If you guys are looking for a vintage CNC in Orange County, hit up Made by Marylou, who currently can't stop laughing. I got her good.
You had me weak with that one. I like them. I like that. Yeah, if you do want a vintage X-Carve.
You know what? Like there's those crazy people who will do amazing things with that thing. So honestly, it's a great grab. Hit her up.
It is. Warning, the belts need to be replaced. But yeah.
$12. They'll be fine.
$12.
There you go. It really isn't that expensive. Right. Yeah. I'm like, it's easy.
Cool.
I mean, you have a Onefinity now.
Yeah, I have a Onefinity now. Wonderful. Yeah, I am excited to have an enclosure for that. I've wanted one for a while, but like I had so many commissions that it was like just put on the back burner forever.
Yeah. No,
and
tough.
Then I never got around to it. But yeah, now I'm like kind of in a like I need it. So yeah, that's kind of like the next major thing that's going on right now. So I think
that's
I'm
huge,
going to probably do a series of episodes on YouTube. I have a YouTube. I think some people don't know that.
Are you like me and you're terrible at advertising that you have a YouTube? I also have a YouTube and I never talk about it.
I don't know. Do you think I'm horrible at advertising?
I don't see it enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could say it more.
Talk about it more.
Okay,
yeah,
for sure.
We both should. We both should.
Cool. I see you.
Yeah. Let's just own up to it that we need to talk about our YouTubes more.
Yeah.
I think we all probably suffer from that problem. Some people are really good about it, like transitioning with like Instagram to YouTube, but I definitely think I could use a boost on that. And
I think
honest feedback YouTube.
Yeah. And I also don't like, I'm going to try this year to post a lot more. Like I want to give a lot more content. That's like the goal. But you know, from this move, I haven't posted in a while. So it's been
you had a hot little streak there for a bit though.
I did really good last year.
I was really impressed.
Oh
no, like recently too, like about a week ago you were posting every day.
Oh, for Instagram though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. YouTube. Got you. I see what you're saying.
YouTube's been on the back burner.
Same here. Since this, you would think I would be posting about remodeling this room.
I feel like you have though. Oh well, no, that's been Instagram as well.
But like, but like shorts, like super.
Yeah.
I've got to put together a video, but I've been working on the room, so it's
it's hard. It's really hard because like we're doing the thing and then filming the thing, and then you have to edit it. Which for me, that's a very like long and grueling process.
Right. And I'm much faster at it because I don't care as much as you.
Yeah. Oh.
No, you're looking at the perfect angle. You got to have the music right, the transitions. I'm like, I got to get this out. I've got an hour. Let's do it.
That's impressive. Yeah. Those like all those reels that I made that you were talking about, like, so those were pre-edited from, you know, my YouTube. Yep. And then I was cutting it down, but even then I'm like editing, like,
I know you are.
I'm like putting things together and like, it's its own whole.
But I love it. That's thing. Like, that's why I love your content like that. Like originally when we had you on like Behind the Maker podcast, like it was because of your standout style. Like it separates you from everybody else. Like you're scrolling and you see it and it's like, oh, and then you start seeing people like learning from you taking your advice and you can see their stuff getting better. Like it's really cool
Yeah,
to be like inspiring people to step up their game.
that is nice. Yeah.
I think you bring that to everybody.
Well, thank you. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate that. And sometimes when you make things, it goes into a vacuum. Not that I like need, validation, but I really appreciate it.
No, yeah. It's
Yeah.
true. Like, and I hear this from other people. I'm just reporting back. Like when I talk, so we talk every day, but I also talk about you to other people.
Oh, so
And
do
that
I.
is people, we love each other. But
Exactly.
like the feedback I get when I bring you up, it's always like, oh my God, her visual style, it's so stunning. I want to be like her lighting. Like those are the things that are said to me over and over again. So like it's not just me saying it, it's also like I hear that from other makers. Like they're trying to step up their game. And like that's why we had that question earlier about that, is because like they can see it in you.
So I will say it took me a while to kind of find my style.
Yeah.
Um, it's I think when I like came upon the maker community, I was kind of just sort of mimicking what I was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody does that, and I think it's fine. Like,
Absolutely.
because I think it's really important to experiment and just
Mm-hmm.
put out there like whatever it is you want to, and figure out your voice. Um, it's it can get muddy, like
Yeah.
um because you want to be inspired by other people, but you also want to stay true to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a while for me to figure out how exactly I was going to express myself, and what that looked like visually. And a part of it was not having the equipment at the time, because I went to film school, but like I was more focused on directing, writing, and set design, not
Okay.
necessarily like cameras or lighting or audio or any of that.
Oh, that's so
So
funny. Like, yeah,
so
you wouldn't
because
think
like
that.
when you go to film school, like
Right. You're
you have
learning
a
all of the
crew,
aspects. Yeah. Okay.
because everybody is interested in one thing, or
No, that
like a
makes
few
sense. Like
things.
some people are there just to study how to film and all that. Yeah. No, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Like my best friend wanted to do like directing, but being like a casting director.
Okay.
So that's like so specific.
That'd be fun. I actually would really enjoy that kind of a job.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
Auditions are actually fun on
Yeah.
both sides, like
I would
both
love that.
being the director and being like the actor. I I'm a very shy person, so I didn't think I would like acting at all. But then when I went to school and did a little bit of acting, I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is cool. I love being someone else, you know. Yeah. But what was I saying? Oh, your style. Talking about your style.
Such
So
tangents are
yeah,
good.
like I had to get reacquainted with all the hardware part of it. So like figuring out the look that I wanted with the equipment I had. And then I was like, oh, this isn't really good enough. I need something more. So I would like graduate a little bit every time.
The kit you have now.
It's insane. But even then, it's not the best. Like the lighting equipment I have is like subpar, but I just try
Bullshit.
to do my best with what I have, and just slowly grow. Like
Oh,
that's all you can
exactly.
really
One
do.
piece at a time. And
Yeah.
just keep adding to your arsenal. Yeah.
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 And like I would do things like, so I worked at a Guitar Center part-time a few years ago.
Yep.
So I was like doing that on top of my full-time job. But I worked there so that I could buy things from there. So
Smart. No,
that
it's super smart.
yeah, that entire paycheck went to I bought a guitar, an amp, like I bought a whole bunch of shit,
They loved you.
and got the discount as well. So you can do things like that too.
No, that's a really
Work
smart
for
idea.
it.
Like, yeah, go get a job at a place that sells it too. Plus, you're gonna learn a lot, I bet too.
For sure. Yeah,
You see what
exactly.
customers are coming in and asking for, and it's pretty cool.
Or you just kind of get to see people grow. Like people will walk into a Guitar Center just to like play,
Yeah.
and like you hear them like fucking suck when they first come. And then like, they keep coming back and they keep picking up a more expensive guitar every time, and they get to play it, and it's cool to see. And I think that's what's cool
How long
about
do you work there?
Instagram and stuff. I worked there for a year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, yeah, on Instagram, sorry to take you away from that, but where you
Oh
were
no,
going, but yeah,
it's okay. I
you
was just
can
gonna
see that.
say it's cool to see like Instagram's like a portfolio, and you get to see how you got better over time. So yeah, it's like it makes me sad when people are critical about their work or their past work, because like, yeah, maybe it's like a little cringe, but like it's also it's also cool that like look where you came from, you know?
Yeah, I love like when, like, I didn't stalk you at all, sorry, before we came on,
Sad.
but I thought we were close enough. I didn't
Right.
have to go through the deep stalk. But
Yeah.
like when I have people on the show, I love going all the way down to the bottom of their feed, and
Ooh.
yes, exactly, and seeing what that first post was like. Did you come out and like, was it a hit run? Or first of all, did you hide all the bullshit that was in the beginning? I like seeing all the stuff that people start
Yeah.
with, but some people come out and they're like, just here's my logo, here's what I'm doing, I've got a vision, and they just like attack it. And then you see other people who, I decided that I wanted to make this for, to sell for Christmas, and it's a Santa. And like I'm just thinking of like Ben's story that was before this, is like him and his wife wanted to start making things for the holidays for themselves, and then it grew. So like you get to see like all these different paths people take. It's really fun to look at all those portfolios. Like honestly, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I didn't my Instagram account was originally back from college,
Oh, was
and
it? Oh,
like just my me account,
yeah.
I didn't start a business account or anything, because like why? Well, I mean I understand why, but I wasn't making a product or anything at the time
It was
when I
just
like
you.
came up with Made by Marylou. So
Was that the
yeah, it was
original
just
name the
like,
whole time? Nice.
it me. Yeah, I never changed it. Never really felt the need, and now I'm kind of like, I'm glad I did
I
that
love
because
it.
it's so broad.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't do just one thing. So
No, it's a great
that's
name.
cool.
You hit it right away.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
doesn't lock you into anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I've contemplated getting it as a tattoo. Um, and it would be like really funny because my mom's name is Marylou.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's
So
I
I too was made
am
by
made by
Marylou.
Marylou.
Yeah.
That's
I'm the
pretty good.
second. I don't want to splinter
Also, I
either.
don't want to touch stuff. I get
Me
grossed out.
too.
I'm like a little
So do
bitch.
I.
I wore gloves the whole time I was doing this room. I wore gloves, like pulling all the stuff out. And my
Yeah.
dad comes in here for like 5 minutes. Like I
Yeah.
dust mask, everything, right?
Yeah.
5 minutes with him, and he starts using power tools without putting any mask on or telling me. I'm like ingesting all these chemicals. And like that's when I
Yeah.
got really sick. Like
Oh,
I got
really?
super sick like as I was working on the project, because like I swear
Oh,
all that stuff that just went up my face like in that 5 seconds with my dad. I was just like, oh. Men in their 60s who don't care about any kind of like preparedness. Like
well, me and Lindsay were doing demo,
no
and
mask.
Lindsay is a beast. Like it was awesome to see.
So dude, when she's
Also,
out in the world, yeah, unleashed.
super grateful for her help. She's just like fucking amazing.
I was gonna talk about that with you, actually having her come
Oh,
over and help you. I think that's awesome.
yeah, I fucking love Lindsay, and she's just
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah, and just watching her go, she's like, "Do you want in on this?" I was like, "Nah, girl, you got that." Because she
Love
was,
her.
yeah, like she was having, I could tell she was having fun, and like I just kind of didn't want to be in her way
Yeah.
almost. But like, yeah, I started out using gloves, and everything was cool, and then we went inside to have a salsa break, not dancing, eating, and
Homemade salsa.
yeah, homemade salsa. And then when we came back, I like kind of just forgot about the gloves and started going at it again. And I ended up like fucking up like 3 knuckles. Like,
Yes.
yeah, I was like, dang, wish I had those back on.
I was upset I didn't wear gloves when I was spraying the room, because I use a sprayer for like the ceiling and stuff.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting like a callus from the damn trigger of the gun. And I'm like, if I wore
worst.
gloves,
Yeah.
gloves.
Yeah. It's what a bummer. Yeah, I definitely regretted not
Yeah.
wearing gloves in the second half there, but it's cool. Yeah.
I think I woke up my son.
Oh yeah, you hear him like
talking. I hear him talking to my husband. I'm like, oh, mommy was being too loud. That's the downer. So now I'm directly under my son's bedroom. Yes, Chase. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
You could put some like foam or like old egg cartons just like right above
I
you.
should do some soundproofing for him.
Yeah. Just a
Be
little bit.
kind, a little something for him
Yeah.
to echo, like not have that go right up to him.
Yeah.
I did take, all this soundproofing off of the ceiling
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
used to
The
block
little
me.
barrier. Yeah.
Yeah, block out mommy's loud ass voice.
Yeah. It's all good.
He's already back to sleep. He's a champion, that kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
Chase. He can
Chase?
sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, he wakes up and you have to like, push him, like, get up. It's time to wake
Mhm.
up. Where Easton's like, hi, mom. He's like, totally me. Hi,
Yeah.
mom. It's 5 o'clock. What's up? How are you doing? I couldn't sleep anymore. So, anyways, and they all like start telling me a story, and I'm like, you are
Yeah.
so me, kid. And then like Chase
Yeah.
is just like, I'm still sleeping, mom. No, I'm sleeping. No, 5 more minutes.
He's
Mom, you're
snoozing you.
bothering me. He's like, Mom, you're bothering me. And I have to like, every day has to be like a joke. I have to wake him up with like a giggle or a joke. And then we have
Oh
to,
yeah.
I've got him learning that he has to exercise when he wakes up because I'm trying to get myself in shape. So then
Mhm.
we're doing like leg lifts together in the morning. It's quite
Aw,
cute.
that is cute.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I bond more with Chase because he's not like me, where Easton, he's always like, and I'm like, oh my God, it's
Yeah.
like hanging out with me all day.
You need the balance.
Yeah. I'm like, I need
Yeah.
to chill,
Yeah. So funny.
which makes sense why we get along so well.
You and me.
I'm the crazy manic one. You're the more chill.
Yeah. I can be a little bit manic, just in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have fun taking all those walls down though? Like in your garage? That had to be like amazing to just see everything come down.
It felt so good in the way that like in my mind, so this is how I get manic.
Tell
Like
me.
I overthink things. And like I will think something to death.
Before
Like
actually like
yeah.
executing it, or
Like I was late to something the other day because I was contemplating going. And just thinking about every possible outcome and what was beneficial for me or not. I ended up going and it ended up being amazing and it was awesome. But like, so yeah, I'll just like think about something. So that's why like a lot of my work actually takes a long time to create, because I am thinking about it so hard, or there's like a huge R&D, like I'm just researching
yeah.
super hard.
Yes.
And then kind of like I might like test the theory in some way, like whether it's like a 3D model or like just cardboard or whatever, you know what I mean? Just
I like that about you though. Like I'm not like that. I just go for it. And like I think it's really
yeah,
cool when people analyze things, or like
yeah,
I do a lot of research. But then I just like, okay, let's go.
yeah,
Like I should try to plan things out more. Because
yeah,
it does show like it's a huge difference in your work compared to like mine. Mine's like, let's get it out, and yours is like it has a whole mood and it's a thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I
I
like
mean,
it.
I guess that's like you said, we're just
Yeah.
like opposites a little
Yes.
bit. We just happen to like a lot of the same things.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. So like all of that thinking about this and researching how I was going to do things or what I was going to do. Yeah, it felt really good to finally like break down some walls, see what was going on behind them, because I didn't know.
Yeah, it's always a mystery.
And yeah, I was like asking Lindsay because it's like, these stud spacings are different. How does insulation come? Do I have to get 2 different sizes?
You have to cut them all in half.
Yeah. Again, please no one come for me for that. It was a half joke, half truth. But I'll
Am
get
I
it
gonna
right
have to
when I
work for
do it.
this?
Yeah.
To be
Yeah.
honest, we really all want it to be the perfect size where you just have to roll it out, push it in, and move on. You don't want to have to be sitting there with
Exactly.
the freaking blade all
Yeah.
day and a straight edge trying to make it
Yeah.
perfect.
Exactly. But yeah, it felt good overall feeling positive. Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
just
can't.
really grateful that Lindsay was there. She's
And we're
awesome.
talking about Woodbrain, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, we should talk
Yes.
about that because Lindsay is
Brain.
so like ingrained in us. But if you don't know
Mhm.
her, check her out. She's awesome. She's the crazy
Please.
blonde running around smashing walls. So
Cheers
you
it
know,
up.
yeah. I love when you see her like in a video with Rachel or Metz, and
Mhm.
they're out there
Yeah.
knocking something down. Like it's just like Lindsay in her element.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And I had such a blast with her. And yeah, like I said, just really
Yeah.
grateful that she came.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see this moody atmosphere that you create.
I'm so excited for the end. Like, and well, actually, like I'm excited for the point when I get to paint.
Yeah.
Because that's just gonna like, and then the point when I get to organize. Like, I'm so excited to like put my tools in such a way and put my sign back up. And
Are you gonna have the cute little kissy lips on there again too?
Mhm.
Yeah, I love
If
that.
it
Like,
didn't die in the rain.
oh my God.
Yeah. So currently all my tools are in like my back patio, just covered by a tent. But we had like a rainstorm.
You had a big rainstorm.
Yeah, it was awful. It was like 24 hours and some of the boxes got wet. I don't know. I don't know what happened. And some of my tools were on the floor.
Have
Like
you
my
ever been
major
out there
tools.
to like investigate?
I've looked and then I walked away.
It's just too much for right now. I get it. Sometimes things have to wait.
Because like I don't even know what to do.
Right, because like you have nowhere else to put them. Like
Yeah,
until the
exactly.
garage is done.
Exactly.
Or else like you have it all in your house and then it's just
Yeah.
gonna be
And I
shit.
already have like stuff in my house that does not belong. I have straight up lumber in my living room. Like, that is ridiculous.
Growing pains, growing pains,
Yes.
growing pains.
Yeah. So I'm excited for the end. Or just like when I can put tools back in and stuff. But it's also hard because I'm like filming the whole thing.
Yeah.
And like I won't be able to put things in the garage while I'm like working on certain aspects. Yeah. Just a small space.
It's a challenge to film while you're trying to do something, and especially if you're trying to do it fast, like I just finished doing like
Mhm.
a whole room in like 3.5 days. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it was maddening.
That was gnarly.
So like I didn't like, I mean, I have to look back. I haven't had a moment to actually look at what I filmed, but I wasn't filming much. So I'm totally gonna be like taking parts of the wall control down, putting it back up just to film it again. Like, just because I'm like, I really wanted some of that footage. Like, yeah, I really wanted to actually record me like snapping it together. I want to be a damn good affiliate. Everybody buy wall control. Night Carver saves you 10%. But like they came in and they supported me with providing this for me, and I want to showcase it. So like I'm totally gonna be like reassembling things. I did record myself putting up the panels though, so I did do that. Like I have videos that I haven't shared, but accessories I do not have.
Hey, so never be afraid of like, or ashamed, I guess, of pickups.
Right?
Pickups
Yeah,
are vital.
they are.
A lot of like my videos, if you see me doing like one little task where I just like put something down or pick something up or move something, like these little shots, they're rarely ever shot in the moment.
Exactly.
It's all like, I almost consider it like more B-roll type stuff. So filmmaking is never chronological order. You don't film everything. You don't film a movie like the way that you see it.
No, that's a great point. I like that you called that out. I like that you called it out.
Yeah, because I think it's important because I think people beat themselves up sometimes over things that I don't think matter because they don't know that like that's not how filming a movie works.
Yep.
You film things based off of logistics. So movies are never shot from A, B to C. It's shot like all over the place based on like what makes more sense in production.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Then you go into post-production and like you make it make sense.
And then if it doesn't, then you go back in and you record
and you
some
get
more.
pickups.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I am forever shooting pickups.
Yeah, you know, you do. You go out, like just go out for a day and just get some B-roll too, don't you? Like you have those days where you plan on just getting some other shots. I think that's important to talk about if you want to share that with people.
Sure, yeah. Like so that's a part of my like editing process. Because when I'm, let's say like I got commissioned for a project and I'm making a video about that project, I'm mostly concerned about my deadline.
Yeah.
So I'm going to capture as much as I can while I'm making it. And then sometimes there's like little details that maybe I didn't capture because I was in a rush or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know that until I start editing. So then I go into editing and, you know, like I'll do my talking head and put that together, and then I'll start editing. And I was like, oh, fuck, I didn't say something that maybe I wanted to say.
Yep.
So then I'll spend another day doing another talking head, and then I'm moving the story along. And oh man, I really wish I would have picked up that hammer at some point, or like that saw, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'll go back and then I'll just shoot that real quick and go back to editing. And so that's a little bit messy, you know, of a process, but it works for me. And, you know, that's how because I don't always know what I need.
All right, so part 2 is about to go down, and we are joined by Lindsay from Woodbrain. So let's get into it. Shorts. Joni's post with the having to wear shorts.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so relatable.
Dude, I'm wearing shorts right now.
I hate shorts. I'm not a shorts person.
I'm a back and forth, and it's funny. I was at Zyla's today, and she offered a pair of shorts, and I'm like, "Girl, I came in pants. I'm not about to switch into your shorts now. That's just not about to happen." Like shorts are definitely like a comfortable, like you feeling it, and you can like do it when you're feeling it. Like right now, I'm feeling it. I'm comfortable with you ladies. We're sitting here, but like in a construction setting, like I had to wear some construction pants. I couldn't do it in the 90-degree weather. I was dying.
Oof. Dude, I would rather be like wearing pants in a very hot place sometimes, but other times I'm like, oh, dude, it's fucking hot. like I'm not wearing pants.
I mean, there's times when it's acceptable. Pantsless times are totally acceptable.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
Thank you ladies for joining me today.
Thank
you so much
for having me.
Should we get serious? So the only reason I want to get started. No, we don't need seriousness. Okay. The reason that we wanted a third, well, I wanted a third, is the first time that we recorded, we just talked. Like it was not like an interview. It was just, we were just like, and
it was literally what we were just doing.
Yes.
For like 2 hours.
Hanging out, buddy chatting. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yes. And I was like, okay, well, no, Marylou deserves a real interview. You know what I mean?
Got it. Well, I'm here for it.
We were both, the next day, we were both like, that wasn't very good.
Yeah. You're like, maybe we shouldn't.
Maybe we should re-record.
Yeah.
I think that's gracious that you give a re-record, because don't ever come to any of our podcasts.
Yeah.
It's just nonsense. It is just that. But
yeah,
sometimes you need it, because some days like you're not even in the mood to talk. Like you can't be on. Some days you just can't be on.
Yeah.
I know. Sure. I wasn't. So can we talk about how you guys have been doing a little demoing over at Marylou's house? I saw the video just came out today with it.
Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time. She asked what I was doing on a weekend and wanted to know if I wanted to do some demo work. I said, what tools do I need to bring?
I like
all pretty much that. Yeah, I buried mine.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah, all your tools are tucked away.
Yeah, so dumb. I don't know why I didn't pull out what I needed before I started burying things back there, but you live and you learn.
And then of course the next day it rained, which was flukeness to have it. Yeah, we're having some wildness over in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys really are.
But yeah, so we did some demo. We took down, what would you say, three-fourths? Maybe a half.
Yeah,
It might be overzealous.
like
half.
no,
Right?
it was like half-ish for
Okay.
sure. Yeah, because it's like I would say maybe like 1/4 because the whole ceiling.
Yeah, the ceiling is
I'm so scared.
interesting. That's the one we're kind of.
So you're gutting it all the way.
Yeah.
Got you.
Like
just going for it. I know.
She's gonna actually do the installation, so the installation police don't come after, like, which is smart. I mean, you know, I like to always flirt with danger and piss people off on the internet with the installation. But she's got a smart move because she's gonna have her CNC in there, and she's gonna need to keep it like soundproof. Plus, with what we're just talking with weather-wise, it'd be nice to just have it.
Oh yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Tucked away somewhere safely that you can actually use it without pissing people off.
Yes.
Good combo.
Absolutely. I just want to be respectful, but also do the shit that I want to do. You know?
It's a fine line. It's a fine line. So if that causes having to rip some walls out, insulate it, and then reinstall them,
so be it.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Plus, it'll be your space afterwards. Like, you're not stuck with the layout that it was. That's always nice.
I think you put a full stamp of approval on your own place when you've like at least tore out 1 or 2 walls. Like, you think that's kind of
true.
You feel at least like you've accomplished something, like you knew what's underneath those walls, and when you have to put them back up, which actually we should put a little like mystery or some kind of like little story behind you. Yeah. So like the next, like, hey, just so you know, these walls could talk. I don't know. Yeah. Here's my
just
memoirs.
So you know,
like,
this garage made me cry.
We put a soundtrack together. You put a whole CD, you burn a CD and you put it in there. It's like this is the soundtrack of this that put this garage together.
Oh.
I've hidden a couple things in our walls and floors. I hope nobody ever finds them because I hope they'll live here forever. But
Lindsay has like a special notepad she uses just for leaving notes for walls. She's like, hold on, I have some stationery. 1 second.
We don't laminate it so that it lasts forever, kind of thing.
Imagine someone finding that in like 100 to 200 years from now.
That actually would be really cool.
Cute little treasure.
I mean, it's
artifact.
A QR code with it that links back to your YouTube video.
Really long QR.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not a bad idea.
It's taking what are they called? They're not trash. What is it when you bury stuff? Time capsules.
Oh yeah,
like taking time capsules to the future kind of thing, where you just start leaving like QR codes and it leads like to a video.
Yeah,
you know that could be a thing that's kind of fun because people. Oh my God, what is it called? Geotagging.
Yeah, geotagging. Yeah, or geotaching. Yes,
yeah. Where you hide little treasures places. That would be kind of funny. It's like you just start leaving your QR codes in random places like that, making little stashes for people to find. It's not a bad idea. I like it.
Are either one of you the type
come up with something here?
I know. I'm like, are you either one of you the type that like to go on like scavenger hunts or like that type of like map questy kind of like?
I've done it before and it's kind of fun. It is kind of fun.
At WorkbenchCon, Marylou kind of tried to wrap me in on something for a minute. And I was like sitting there. I was like, I don't know, my brain. I love scavenger hunt and I love a good like challenge. But sometimes my brain can't handle it. It's too much for I'm like, I just need you to tell me where the end goal is. Like, where are we going? You know?
Yeah, I don't want to be the leader. I don't want to figure out anything.
I'm the same way.
I don't want to be the detective. I will follow along, sidekick style.
Got it.
Like, this is fun.
Yeah.
Does anyone need water?
Puzzle, but I don't.
No. Yes. This is why we got along so well at Makers Camp. I'm like, I just kind of want to chill with everybody. I just kind of want to wander around, watch them hit something with a hammer.
That was fun.
And just take it all in.
Marylou, what was your first job?
My very first job?
Paid job. Because like, I know we all, as kids, I don't know, we have the like, I had to mow lawns, I had to do certain things, but that shit wasn't paid for a minute.
Yep. No, I wasn't. I did no child labor, but I did work at Kohl's in the women's department.
Okay.
Folding clothes.
Did you have one of those folders? Or did they have those then? Was that a thing?
I think they did have them, but I really don't remember because it was only like 3 months and then I was over it.
I was gonna say I can't see you wanting to like help people.
I couldn't see her doing retail. That just doesn't seem like her vibe.
I did like a lot of retail for a while though, but
that can maybe explain why it's like not your vibe now. Where you're like,
yeah, like I was always kind of like on the behind the scenes side of those. Like
Yeah.
I was a stylist at Banana Republic.
oh, that's right. You told me. That's fine.
Just like
Is that where you do like the mannequins? Or, yeah,
you like make the store look the way that it looks. But yeah,
do you have like pictures of that from when you did that?
No, I don't.
Actually. Oh, dude, that would have been so cool.
Yeah.
Did you do window displays at all?
I did. Yeah, I did all the window displays. Yeah,
I would love that.
Yeah, they were kind of fun and then kind of not because they were always overnight things. And like, I remember a couple times, some of my friends, because I was living in San Francisco at the time. So all my friends would just like from LA would just pop up. They're like, hey, surprise, we're here to hang. And I'm like, oh, this weekend? Like, I have like 2 overnights. Okay.
So I will not be sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. It was like 0 sleep, but I mean, it was fun.
So you had the best part of retail then in the sense of you had it when the customers weren't there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
but sometimes I did have to interact with customers, especially like on holidays or around holidays. And then also I would, for a while I was working in the men's department and like, I don't know, I guess like I just seemed approachable or something, but a lot of men would ask me for my opinion. They'd be like trying on suits. I'm like, how does this look? And I'm like, yeah, it looks really good. You should probably wear that tie, or like I'd make recommendations. Yeah.
So you were also a stylist, professional stylist is what I'm also hearing.
Sort of, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like, I mean, that was like my title. Stylist. Yeah.
So then yes, you were a professional stylist.
Yeah. Add that to it. Okay.
Yeah.
I know we should kind of be writing a list here of all the different professions. I like it.
Do you have a least favorite job? Was it Kohl's?
Kohl's, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
No. I for a very short time worked like in a call center, and that was awful.
With like headphones and the mic and the whole deal?
Yeah.
Cubicle style?
Cubicle style.
Yeah, that sounds
with a book that you had to read from?
Well, I would bring books.
No, meaning like they didn't have like a prompted manual, like where you're like when they were like, hold on, let me flip to page 7. That's how I respond to like that's the I'm envisioning.
No. They give you like a little bit of customer service training, and kind of like give you words to take people down a notch.
Did you have well, you have that voice though. I feel like you probably
could calm anybody down.
I rarely had to use these words. Like
you never had to go to red, like level red, like to take it or whatever flip page that was.
Yeah, sometimes now, like in my job now, it's it gets stressful. So customers like freak out. And
your voice
sometimes I can't calm them down because I don't have the answers that they're looking for, or I don't have the fix for their issue right in that moment, and they're just like pissed off, and like usually it's like a hospital or a bank where the stakes are actually really high.
Got it.
But yeah, I mean, I've only been yelled at once at my current job, so that was cool.
That's honestly not that bad once.
Yeah. Could be way more.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to ask you a question about what's your thoughts on heights? Are you good on heights?
No.
Because I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
No on heights. Okay.
No, it's a definite no. Yeah. I'm just scared of falling.
I was gonna say, where did you want to bring her? What was your idea?
No, now
you're planning something.
No, I'm not planning. I'm not going to plan anything. I'm just like, okay, so how the ceiling situation is going to play out on the on a ladder.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll be okay. Like for that, that's not too bad. But when it's like high.
We did talk about this because I told you about having to seal a roof, and I'm avoiding that.
Yes. Yeah. So we have had under the roof is fine. On top of the roof,
I agree. I always want to go on my roof, and then I'm like, do I really want to though? Like, one wrong move and then like your life changes. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah, I was telling Lindsay I couldn't even make it. Like,
Yeah.
I tried because I had a whole bunch of pine needles and leaves up on my roof, and I was trying to make my house like,
Oh, when you were trying to sell.
yeah,
Yeah.
like curbside ready. Is that what it's called? I don't
Curb
know.
appeal.
Curb appeal. There we go.
I like curbside ready.
Oh, it's curbside ready. Let's go.
You pull up, there's no landscape needed. You buy the place.
Exactly.
Curbside ready. No need for you to bring your own planter beds or pots.
It's
We
all
got
good.
you.
It's all good,
curbside
baby.
ready.
It's all good. Yeah. So I'm like, my house was really, it's a 2-story house, and it was just really fucking tall.
Yeah.
And so
No
I
thanks.
had the ladder up, and the ladder is like one of those 4-way ladders.
Mhm.
So it was extended all 4. Like, that's how tall my roof was.
Sketchy.
And
Yeah,
super sketchy. Imagine me, I'm 5'0", and I'm trying to like maneuver this big ass metal ladder to like go on the side of my house, because the pitch of my roof was also really steep. So I'm like, all right, bitch, you got this. You got this. Come on.
Hyping yourself up. Got it.
Eye of the tiger. It's like,
Yeah, got my gloves on, and then I'm like, I start going. I'm like, all right, cool. Going. I'm like about halfway, and I look down. I'm like, it's okay. We got it. And I go like 2 more, and I look down. I was like, you can make it. You can make it. Nah, bitch, you can't make it. You can't make it. And I go back down, and I call my friend. I'm like, can you help, please?
I'll hold the ladder for you.
Yes, I will hold that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm now realizing back, because I do remember why I asked this. I think I'm secretly wanting to take her on a hot air balloon, and I'm always asking what their vibe is with heights. And so like, I'm already feeling the like, yeah.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I've always wanted to go on a hot air balloon. So can we please go on a hot air balloon together sometime? Because I would be
so
down.
I will say that I have committed another time for the same experience, but I'm going on multiple hot air balloons.
No. I'm just saying, if we're
Yes.
together and there happens to be a hot air balloon near us, we're going to go on it. That's all I'm just saying. If the opportunity happens.
Same, because Eric's the same. He's like, absolutely not. So I'm like, I will have a moment while I have a hot air balloon. He loves to send me hot air balloon disaster videos, like kind of just to reiterate his reason why not to. And me, I'm like, let's flirt with danger, baby. Let's try it. How are we gonna know?
Yeah.
So I've gone parasailing before.
Okay, that looks like fun.
Which was pretty terrifying.
Yeah, I don't feel like I would sign myself up for that.
No,
that's actually
I've never done it. So
no. That's something that's interesting that you would do that. Would you do that?
I've done. Yeah, I was like, I've done it. I don't know.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah,
well,
it was.
But you're strapped onto a boat, and then what's the worst gonna happen? You might go into water, right?
Have you seen that video where that guy gets like that snaps and he fucking literally
off? I guess I don't watch disaster videos.
Well, you're up so high, like really high. So if you hit the water, you die. Like,
gotcha. Okay, so death's an option.
Or the wind takes you, it snaps, and then now you're not over the water and you're in some suburban, and then you're stuck in a tree. Like, that's a little softer landing, but still.
I would prefer that.
I feel like I'm. Wait, so you don't want to be strapped to a basket with some hot gases and a balloon?
No, I'm sorry. I just meant out of the 2 options.
Oh, okay.
You'd rather be in a tree.
You're deaf. I'd rather get caught in a tree.
Yeah. So you parasailed, because I'm like, that's a gnarly one. I don't think I'd sign up for that. And I'm pretty adventurous.
I wasn't aware of the dangers.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes a lot of sense. Aware. Okay.
Yeah. But
How old were you?
I might have been like 19 or 20.
Yeah, because I'm like, you seem like more of the type that like has already researched or like, I know.
Yeah.
But after
that was long ago.
Young Marylou.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
Dangerous Marylou.
I say we're so much braver when we're younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So going back to heights, were you a kid? Did you like trampolines or any of these kinds of things as a kid? Did you have like a?
I did actually. Yeah.
Trampoline, or what'd you
trampoline. Well, I didn't have that. But someone in the neighborhood had it. And I loved it up until.
There's always that up until.
I say, what happened?
Every trampoline has that up until story.
Yeah, did I get pinched? Did a leg go through something?
No. So, like the whole neighborhood was at their house and we all had to wait in line and they were doing it by twos. It was actually very structured for being at someone's house.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
their mom told them you're not allowed to use this unless
sign a waiver when you come over to our house.
Yeah. So
they were lawyers.
So it was actually my my brother's friends. So I was like the youngest one there and the smallest one there. And so it was my turn and I went with someone who was like 3 times my size. And so we're jumping and having fun. And then at one point we were off. We were not jumping together anymore. And so I was on the trampoline, she was up and she comes down and poof, like I'm just like catapulted off. And I don't know how high or how far I went, but when I came down, I ended up like rolling my ankle. And I don't know, probably sprained it pretty badly. I never went to a doctor or anything because we weren't supposed to be there.
Yeah. So. Plus, if you go to the doctors and they ask you what happened, the mom gets in trouble.
Exactly.
They were signed that waiver already.
They were lawyers. That family was like, absolutely not. Anybody gets hurt, send them, drop them off. They had nothing. They were not supposed to be here.
So I don't know. My ankle probably has never healed fully.
We get traumatic stories though. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going on the roofs. No trampolines. I might be able to get you in a hot air balloon. Not really sure.
Yeah, this is a dark ep, y'all.
I'm just thinking back to when you were on Behind the Maker podcast and you were talking about like a wall fell on you too before. Like
oh yes, a wall has fallen. Yes. You guys, okay. So let me go back and tell you a pretty interesting story about how I was birthed.
Oh, okay.
So
we're going real back.
Yeah, we're going to the origins. So my name is Marylou. My mom's name is Marylou. I was named after my mom because when she was in labor with me, my heart stopped. And so I pretty much died. And they did an emergency C-section, pulled me out, somehow revived me. Jesus. And then my mom was like gonna die because of all of that.
Yeah.
So she was like down and out. And so the nurses actually named me. So on my birth certificate, they named me after my mom because they thought I was lucky. Yeah. So I was born dead. And I always think, actually, let me rewind a little bit. My mom lived. She's doing great. Yeah.
Okay.
She's doing great. I love her.
Still kept her name.
Still kept her name.
Okay.
Me too. Yeah. And but anyway, yeah, I always say like I was born dead and like I have like I'm like a cat, like I have 9 lives and probably like 5 are gone.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah, I've gone through 5.
I don't know. Okay, just to let you know, I don't know you and I hanging out together is that great because I'm dangerous. Did you see? So I'm like now knowing that we have lives to spare in that because I'm like, oh no, okay.
It's cool. I got like 4 more. It's cool.
I'm gonna be a little bit more. I'm gonna be a little. Maybe I'll be on top of the ladder when it comes to the roof part coming out, and you just a little bit further away. Okay, knowing this now. Good to know. Good to know. Okay,
let her get all the cool angles and let her film that. You know.
So you're resurrected from the dead to grace us with our presence. Thank you for being here. Thank you. God, I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Pretty crazy.
Okay, I really want to meet your mom now.
I know, and I actually want to know if it was weird raising a kid the same name as you. I know people do it all the time with like.
So my mom.
What does she call you?
My mom goes by her middle name for the most part.
Okay.
Like I guess within family, but externally, like to outsiders, she's Marylou and I'm Marylou.
What's her middle name?
Her middle name is Lourdes. And then everyone called me Mary growing up, but nobody called me Mary. You're not my family.
Wait, we're not family yet? Okay, I'll work it. I'll work there. She's like, I just like to push boundaries. It's just part of my nature. I think you know that about me now.
I don't see her as a Mary, so
I
could never call her
anyway. Nobody has called me Mary since like
has anybody called you
early high school. Yeah. A lot of people call me Lou.
Lou,
Okay.
I'd be down with. I'd feel
Yeah, I
like I'd
think
be
that's-
more down with Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary just feels
You
too
just always be like,
proper.
my girl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, my lady.
My girl. Wait, what's your dad's name?
Michael.
What's his middle name? I'm gonna learn the whole family.
Ooh.
Wait, do you know your dad's middle name? Or does he have
I
The
it?
don't think
parents
he
don't
has a
listen?
middle name. I think it. Yeah, I don't think he has a middle name.
Okay. All right.
But I don't know. Sorry, Dad.
Okay.
He's not gonna hear us.
All right. I'll find it for you.
Yeah.
Lindsay, what's your dad's middle name?
William.
I wanted to just hit it to see if
I
she
know.
knew.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my mom's. I was like Lee, and I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. Yeah.
My
What's your
dad's
dad's first name?
Valier, which
Jack.
is a weird one. Jack.
Wait, Valier?
Yes.
With the V, Valier.
Yeah. My
That
dad
is-
has a very
wow.
interesting middle
That
name.
is an interesting million. You don't hear
Yeah.
that. That's like,
Yeah.
yeah, Valier.
I've never heard that.
What's your
before.
ethnicity? What's your background?
French. He's French. Like he's 100%. Well, mostly French. And then my mom's side, they're 100% Italian. So I'm French and Italian.
Parlez-vous français?
No.
Ooh.
So what
It's
do you want to
intense.
travel to? What's your next plans for a trip or and like that? Any goals?
There's like a bunch that are
Yeah.
kind of up in the air that I'm really not sure about.
Like up in the air that'll take you to get in the air, or like road trippy kind of stuff.
No, all of it right now that I'm thinking about is like flying wise. So yeah, I'm not sure. Like I talked to one of my cousins about potentially going to the Philippines.
Mhm.
And then I talked to my brother about going to Japan. and then that's like
Two different trips. Yeah.
two whole yeah. So like I'm like, I don't know about that. And then for New Year's, me and my friends were thinking about doing like another national park, and doing kind of like a winter chalet.
It's
if
like
you
your
will.
annual thing that you guys do too, right?
Yeah. We're like, we always try to spend New Year's together.
But
doing
you haven't
something.
done you guys haven't done the same place. It's always somewhere new.
We did San Francisco like twice, but
Okay.
we were kind of also living there. So yeah.
Well,
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
But yeah, we've never done anything more than once. So
And you do it on New Year's.
yeah, exactly.
Fun.
Yeah, it's always like an intense like 2.5 days. Like it's fun, but there's always like, like a lot of travel and like
Logistics of getting
it's
everybody
just
together.
like minimal sleep and go hard.
What I'm hearing is she needs her sleep.
She can
After.
rally. She can definitely rally, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
after she rallies, she's like she has to have that same amount of like rally to like recuperate.
Exactly. Yeah, I need like my downtime after
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll just like sleep when I die.
Exactly.
Everybody's gonna take a dirt nap someday.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We're just stretching for it now. It's, rally
Right.
time.
Yeah. So we'll see. Oh, and probably Mexico. Soon. Yeah.
What part of Mexico? Or do you know?
Close to like Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Driving or flying?
Flying.
Okay.
That's states away.
I know, but I just asked because like my mom does the crazy. There's been a couple times she's invited me to Mexico. I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, great. It's gonna be like a 13-hour drive. I'm like, wait, we're not flying. And she's like, no. And I'm like, I don't know what I signed up for. Like, some
you
people
just
in Mexico
drive to
That's a lot.
TJ, fly out of TJ.
If you were to take a train, a car, a plane, didn't matter on the destination at the time. So say you're going to go to like Alaska, wherever your destination that you want to go, the Bahamas, but it's like, it's only an hour to get there, but you have that type of like transportation, no matter what, which would you pick? Are you a train person? Are you a plane person? Are you a car person? We're obviously hot air balloon is obviously somewhat, I'm still working on, that might be out.
Yeah. If time was of no like
no
matter,
construct.
Yeah, it really just doesn't matter. I'd probably boat or train.
Yeah, boat.
Boat travel.
Yeah.
I'd say boat too. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I
trains are
do
fun.
I like the train.
Yeah.
I wish it was kind of like better here in the States. But I just nah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
in Europe it's like so
Oh, they've got it
cool.
figured out.
They've got
Yes.
it down. I'm
100%.
like,
That's why when
Yeah.
I
I'm
love
thinking
it.
train, I'm thinking Europe
Yeah.
because like I went backpacking
Yeah.
through Europe and I was just
Mhm.
trains. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Same. And that experience to know that you can literally be there like that in a couple of them, and you're
Yes.
like, oh, that was freaking fast and seamless and smooth, and I got
know.
to see stuff. Like,
Right. I got to
Yes.
chill
Yeah.
and watch all this really cool scenery flash by. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
Kind of like, I'm like, why can't we do this? Why?
Yeah.
Why are we like this?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I look at how much we enjoyed it. Like if America could just get on board and
Yeah.
make trains like cool.
I feel like we will. It's just gonna be. It just takes us time. We're like behind the time. Like so,
Yeah.
2040. Don't get in the elevator. Get on the train because you'll just
Yep.
be there just as quick. It'll be like where you can go up and over, or you can just go like straight line kind of thing. And
Perfect.
people are like,
Yeah.
the train, that's so outdated. Take the elevator. And you're like, Lindsay told me. No.
Yeah.
Take the train.
That's what I mean. That's gonna be a really rough year for her.
2040.
Oh boy.
Just remind me when we're friends and be like, Lindsay, remember we were on a podcast and you said all and be like, I don't know what I was saying. I had a couple topos. I was just saying things. You're like, no, 2040. That's not my year for elevators.
Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
We'll see.
I would boats are the way to go though.
I think boats are really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do too. I love going
Yeah.
whenever you can go on any small like 2-hour little river cruise or something like that and you can eat on the boat and chill. I'm always for that.
When you come out here, let's rent a boat
Let's do
and
it.
do a boat day
Boat
Yes.
day.
with everybody.
I like that.
Joni was saying that they have those things where you can do the little not dinghies. It's like a but it's similar to
I wish
and I think they're like electric boats, but they're small, kind of like a dinghy.
Oh.
There's a specific
Okay.
name for them. It's gonna come to me like midway through this,
Yeah.
but like it's a fun where it's like you don't need a captain kind of thing, and you can just like
Yes.
want to go down the harbor, get a little
That's
charcuterie
cool.
board, bring your friends
Yeah.
on it, kind of thing.
Yes.
Damn, what is the name of the
Yeah.
word?
I
It's
can't
a
remember.
It's a fun word,
Yeah,
but
we
anyways,
can do that. We can
Wait,
do that
okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
hot air balloon and the thing we don't know what it's called on
This
a
is gonna be
water,
quite
similar
a trip
to
when
a
I come to
dinghy.
California. Oh my god.
We're gonna wine and dine you. We're gonna take
I
you on the
know.
water. We're gonna take you in the
It's
air.
gonna be
Right.
You're
so
never
yeah.
gonna want to.
Obviously a road trip too. Short
Yes.
one, not too long.
No, the road trips are getting to all
To
of
the-
our.
That's
I
what
was
I was
gonna
saying.
say,
That's
getting to all
how
the
California.
adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so funny. It's like she can be 20 minutes from me, but it's gonna take an hour because of like the actual traffic situation. Like I
Yeah,
look
we're
how many
like
miles.
not that far away from
at
each other,
all.
but it's a full on hour to get
That's
like
so
to each
crazy.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be like, oh, you're 10 miles from each other, but it takes you
Mhm.
44 minutes. You're like, well, how does that compute in like per minute per mile?
Yes.
Right.
I try to do that in the math. I'm always like, that's just you're basically parked. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm parked and I'm just gonna
Right.
slowly get to you. But I am stoked that you're out here in California so we can get more mischievous.
I know. I'm super hyped to be here.
Yes.
It
Plus
was
your family's out
I'm
here.
glad
So
that you're
that's
happy
awesome.
though. Like it's nice to be somewhere that you can like have a network like that too of everybody that you know and family and friends. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure. It was nice. Well, North Carolina provided me with like a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have had if I stayed here. And so I'm like, I'll always be grateful for that. But like my roots were always here.
Yeah.
My family and like the friends that I, kind of came up
Yep.
with were here. And then all my like new friends,
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew that my circle, I guess, was much larger out here than out there.
Absolutely.
And that made it worth coming out here.
It's great.
So I want
And
to
it was
ask you.
good.
I want to ask you more about your high school days because you really have me intrigued
Okay.
that you freaking were prom queen, almost prom queen, went to 2 different prom. What did you do in high school? Were you into photography in high school too? Did you take did you do light room and dark room where you got to like
so at my high school you only had to take like 2 years of math. So I took
mine was like that too.
I took geometry and I took algebra 2, and then in my junior year I signed up for pre-cal and I was in the class for 1 day and then I dropped it for photography. And,
mean,
good choice.
Yeah.
Good
And
choice.
it was like a film photography class. So yeah, we'd like shoot
Develop
and
it?
develop the film ourselves and stuff. Yeah. And basically like my last 2 years of high school, I took a ton of art classes.
Like what class?
I did too.
Yeah, same. That's why I'm like, I love that.
It's the best.
Yeah.
I look back now, I'm like, and I remember even say if I ever won the lotto, I'd go to art school and just like take every fucking art class. Like, because it's like the amount of money you'd spend to go to, but like it should just be enthralled in other people taking a class, the same class, right? So they make this, we all got to sign the same project, right? But to see how someone else shows up, you're like, whoa, I would have never interpreted it like that. Like, that's cool that you made it this way. Like, you know, or just like a new technique.
I love your positive attitude about that. Like for me, it was almost like, oh God, we're gonna critique again. But like the cool thing about critiques is that like you kind of get thick skin.
Yeah, you do.
Some teachers are brutal.
Oh yeah. I only had one that I only ever had one that like gave me shit, and it was in college, and it was an architectural writing class, and they told me, they were like, your writing has too much style, and I took it as like, I was like, oh great, and they're like, no. With architectural writing, everybody needs to look the same, because it's like, as one architect, if I were to take your plans and then he takes the plan, everybody should look at, so they teach you very like, every letter has to be a specific way. But I had this kind of like artsy style to me that I thought was like my tone. And he was like, no, and he always ripped me for it. And I always thought he was complimenting me. So I always be like, well, thank you for my little tone. And he finally had to pull me aside, because he was like, he finally got that I wasn't getting that. He was trying to be like, hey, I'm actually critiquing you, like knock it off kind of thing. Like just do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, listen to what I'm saying to you.
Yeah. But I wouldn't, I don't know. That was my favorite part about arts. It was always like seeing what everybody else brought to the table of like what their project was.
Yeah, it was a fun time, because basically I was just like, my teachers kind of almost let me run free, and I was able to experiment with so many different mediums. And I really got to I don't know, I guess grasp certain concepts that translates to almost anything. And so when I got into like video, it was starting to become a thing, you know, like that anyone could do easily. YouTube hadn't started yet, but you know, cameras were getting a lot smaller, editing programs were more readily available. Like I'm pretty sure iMovie was out at that time. And so
while you were in high school?
While I was in high school. That's cool. And me and my cousins would make stupid fucking videos and just have a blast. And I got to be a part of our TV studio. So like I was on the news at school, you know, and I had like my own little segment that I made up in my senior year. I think
what was your segment?
It was kind of like fun. I think it was actually called Fun Dates. Like, so I would go around town to like places, not just me, but like it would either be my friends as a couple or me with some person on a date doing an activity. Out and about. Like it was like very wholesome and just like fun stuff to do.
Dates with Marylou. I don't know. What was it? You're like, no, it's just fun dates.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, my name didn't come up at the end or anything, because like it was but
I didn't go to your school. Yeah, I'm gonna always remember it that way. I didn't go to your school, but I'm gonna always remember that. That's how the TV segment went.
So our mascot at my high school was a shark, so it was called Shark TV.
Okay.
And I thought it was like a fun part of like the news, if you will. Yeah.
Well, it's cool. So they let you have equipment. You guys would go around town and actually like shoot this stuff. And did you get to edit it at school? How did that?
I was actually pretty lucky that my dad had a camera, so I used my dad's camera. We had like cameras at school, but it was a whole class. Like not everyone could use it.
Got it.
And we had Macs at school, so it'd just be editing there, making these stupid little videos. And
did you grow up with one of those like old school like big cameras that you put like the VHS in, or like
I mean, I didn't like I didn't use
have
that
you
one,
used
but
one
I
of these?
remember
I've
my.
seen those.
Have you
things.
touched one of these archaic relics? Because
I have actually
When
in
she said I felt
college.
real old because when she
I
said
did too.
that, I was like,
I'm
I'm
like-
feeling 40 right now.
I'm there because that's actually, I remember making all my home videos with
too.
those.
The
And
big
for-
ones.
So
I
it
used to be
depends on
there,
the size.
Perfect. Boom. Just
Yeah.
holding it like this. Got
Yeah.
to on the shoulder. Got to
record over all of your dad's favorite home
Oh my
improvement
God.
shows, and then him being pissed because those were the only VHSs that we had on hand.
For me, is my mom's soap operas. Remember those?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
She didn't watch that, all my children yet, you know?
I remember
ruined it.
trying to figure out audio. I would just play something on the boombox in the background, then take video, like photos in front of it.
Mhm. They don't know about our
Oh.
struggles, Lindsay. They don't
Our
know.
first editing
Yeah.
styles,
Yeah.
pre-YouTube,
Yep.
pre-MySpace. The good old days.
Yeah, I was a little bit
She's
more
like, yeah, no.
like cassette tape CD time.
I mean,
Like
We
when
would
I
have
was,
tapes for us too, but yeah.
but I mean, like that was like the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
size. You
Yeah,
know?
oh, got
so
you.
I was like a
Oh,
90s
Oh,
baby.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You weren't.
I remember
yeah.
the first audio
Sorry.
thing being
We
a
just
cassette
we
tape.
wanted to take it back to dinosaur era for a quick minute,
For
but
all
we're
of our
back. We're back to the
40-year-old
modern.
listeners.
We're back to 2040.
Yes.
We're back to 2040 again.
I did have VHS tapes, but like when I was recording on
I assume
video
the Little
cameras,
Mermaid.
they were like, for sure,
Yeah.
they were like the little
This one,
tapes.
or like the size of a cassette.
Yeah. So yeah, and then the cameras like got a little bit better.
Okay, so you said your
when I was in
dad had the
college.
camera. Was your
Mhm.
dad? Does that where the was your
Love
dad more
of
of? Yeah, was he more of the love
movies.
of? Yeah,
Yeah, actually, both my parents love movies
cinematography and
fiction.
capturing it.
Yeah, but my dad probably did heavily influence me in a way where like he kind of likes more like indies and period pieces.
Mhm.
And so we watched a lot of like artful films together.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember being like in high school and watching Y Tu Mamá También with him and being like, should we be watching this together? This is okay. But it was like also kind of cool because it was like almost like you're watching an art film with like a peer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
who equally appreciates the art of it
Yep.
all.
Yeah.
So that was a cool perspective to have at a very young age. And I was just like, surrounded by art growing up. So I loved it and I consumed it all the time. And it also can be a little bit hard though, like finding your own path when you're surrounded by a bunch of artists.
Well, yeah. So are your brothers? Is anyone artistic in their own way, like
Mhm.
whether in film or art? What are they?
Yeah.
Into?
So
I'm
like
curious.
on my dad's side, everybody's a musician. Like everybody. So somebody plays something, someone has some sort of a gift, but there's also like painters. And
That's awesome.
on my mom's side, like maybe not so much like art, but they're very like creative.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You have some cooks in the family?
yeah, I do. We're
I feel like that's
Mexican.
like a create.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've seen the tamale making during Christmas.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
yeah.
Tamale,
Like,
yes.
yeah.
I'm
We
always
can make
curious.
some.
Okay, I'm game.
Yeah.
Your salsa was
I
your
said you
salsa. Your
already
salsa,
did
yeah.
salsa
Ow,
class.
ow, ow, ow! Twist of the arm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Salsa was good. I'll definitely come back for more. So yeah.
Marylou knows how to get you over to come do some labor.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
So-
you want to come over and help me pull the ceiling down? Then?
I have topos and I have pressed salsa. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, why not? I ain't got nothing else I'm doing.
Next time we'll have tacos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm game.
Just
I'm
gonna get
game.
the spreads are gonna get bigger and bigger as the
Right.
project grows.
Right.
We're gonna work up an appetite. Man.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah,
about
I
the
just-
ceiling, dude. Looks great.
Well, yeah, let's talk about your ceiling. What do you think's going on underneath there?
Oh, you
What are
mean
your-
Lindsay's
I was talking
son.
about Lindsay's ceiling.
Oh,
Sorry,
I thought you meant,
yeah.
no, it's fine. I thought you meant your ceiling because I'm like,
Yeah.
we're a little diced on what's gonna go under that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked on myself. I've been wanting to do that thing for a minute. And so actually, this is going to stay between three of us. It'll obviously go out on the internet and it'll be there.
Yeah.
But I've been wanting to do this project forever. I bought the one set of LED fiber optics. I needed another one. I was kind of just holding off because I was just like, it's on the budget. I don't really need to do this video. And then our buddy Johnny Builds was coming out with his fiber optic LED like table. And I was like, if I don't come out with this video, I need to get that with this video. So I just like pulled the trigger, and I was like, I was already working on 2 other ceilings. I was like, I do not need to be working on this, but yeah,
ceilings are your thing.
I'm like just trying to work on like this neck situation. Yeah, back, you know,
strong neck,
right? Yeah.
It looks really cool though.
It worked out.
It looks like museum, like you're in some sort of installation.
Yeah, it's an exhibit. Yeah. You're just like, ooh.
That now if I can just get my little circle enclosure moon thing to stay hatched closed and not keep opening.
Those stories, I live for those stories, watching that thing fall.
Dude.
The amount of times I've taken it to the head with that little thing. But I'm gonna add another magnet to it, so we'll be good.
That's so funny.
But let's talk about Marylou's ceiling.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very
my
about
ceiling.
her in your garage and your apprehensions of what we might be unfolding.
I think we're gonna see some water damage.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
I'm curious if there's gonna be actual pipes.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna actually see pipage.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
Because how do you insulate? I mean, obviously there'll be a way to figure it out, but
yeah, I don't know. It's just like
we might need
very gentle with the hand.
I like that. It makes it seem very easy. We might have to rent one of those machines that does the whatever that thing's called.
Drywall lifters.
Yes. One of my brothers is like 6'2", so
okay.
So you have a built-in drywall lifter.
I'm like,
she has an army there.
Hold this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know if he'll actually come. No.
I just think
there'll be tamales.
My little 1/8 inch thing that I just put up in my little hallways was like already enough of a challenge, and it weighed nothing. But like I already thought like, oh, this will be just, I can only imagine. I've never tried to drywall a ceiling. I'm always game for that. Nothing's impossible.
Yeah,
never done it.
It's heavy.
But
I've done it.
I know it's not fun. I have a feeling it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a
I think it's worth renting a machine that's gonna help you out. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm game for the demo part where it's like taking it down is gonna be easy. Putting it back up is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm scared.
I'm not trying to be negative, Nelly. I'm just like.
No, I've been scared before.
Okay, I know.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh shoot.
How's this gonna play out? Yeah. But
But-
we're never gonna know until we rip it open, find out what's going
Gotta
on
do
in there.
it. Yeah,
Like a Band-Aid, you gotta rip it off
exactly.
and then
These
reapply a
tools
really
need a
good
home.
new one.
Yeah.
Right. A fresh, clean one. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what your first project, or do you have like in mind what you want to be your
ask that like the very
once
first
you-
project?
Because that's usually sometimes it's like daunting where you're like, fine, I finally got my shop up and running. I'm like, maybe I just want to sit back and enjoy it, but also I have to now build shelves for the bedroom. Like, do you have a
I have like
project in mind?
ton. I have so many things, but I think the first thing that I'm gonna do, right before I moved out here and right before I like started renovating the upstairs of my house, I made a whole bunch of mistakes were made signs.
Mm-hmm.
So I have them all like about 50% completed. So I want to finish those out. It's like I made a whole bunch of them. So yeah, I need to like
They're
definitely
dope,
just
though.
kind of get that. Thank you. I just need to get that off of my plate, I think, and just have that completed. And then I also had a coffee table I started. But haven't finished. So
is it a coffee table for your place or like?
Yeah, it was supposed to be for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been so stoked about the design and the concept on that coffee table for a while, and I was hyped to make it, but then I decided to move and I was like, oh shoot, I can't finish this because I had so much renovating to do before I moved.
Yeah, you really.
I did it in 2 months.
I'd say in like a real short period of time.
Yeah, it was a bathroom and 2 bedrooms and like the entire
All the
flooring.
floor. Yeah, I was like the whole floor.
And the stairs. Yeah, it was an intense like 2 months, and then it was
and you made it curb ready, like out front.
Curbside ready.
Curbside ready.
That too. Yeah. And then the whole like sale of the house was super intense. Because when I came out here, it wasn't sold yet. So I had to basically do all of that from across the country.
The transaction.
And it was like the dead of winter. So there's so many like logistics. Like I had to get the power turned back on at one point because the pipes were gonna freeze.
Oh, geez.
And I wasn't
You had to
living.
pay.
I wasn't living there at the time. But I like got charged so many fees from turning it off, on and off again, that it was like $300 for 1 month.
Sucks.
I was like, why?
Yeah, right.
Why? I don't live there anymore. So yeah, and then I was like paying my mortgage over there and then paying here. And so I was just like bleeding money. Yeah. And yeah, it was very painful. But then it sold and now I'm out here and I'm feeling settled and I'm working on my shop. So I'm excited to have that again.
That's awesome.
But yeah, and then after like those incompleted projects are completed, I have a whole bunch of like furniture and stuff that I want to make for this house.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
And a whole new product line, right? Eventually.
And lots of product ideas that I want to put out to the world.
You want to give any teasers?
No.
It's fine. Keep us waiting. Keep us hungry.
I always say, I can't wait for the commercials. That's what I live for. I can't wait for the projects to be done so we can see how she advertises them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are lots of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny though, because like I feel like I have all these ideas for all these things I want to do, but since I've been out here, I'm like, am I about to become a videographer? Like,
right? Yeah.
Purely because it's, I've been working on a documentary since I've been out here and then doing a bunch of other stuff that it's kind of like.
There's a need for it though. There's definitely people that will take you up on that offer. Mm-hmm. But then it's like your own content too. So it's that.
Yeah. So
that ever going battle.
Right. Exactly. And I work like a full-time job at the same time. But I mean, like I said earlier, I'll sleep when I die.
Yeah.
I have like 4 lives left.
No, you said 5. Stop cutting. You cut yourself.
4.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she said 5.
5 are gone. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Lindsay said 5.
Yeah.
Lord, you're counting shorter.
I know we're wrapping up soon, but do you want to talk about the documentary and what you've been doing for other kind of video ventures now that it's been released?
Yeah. So I have been working on a documentary that's like a character piece around my friend. She's a runner, but it's not like it is about running. However, it's more about like healing and recovery and what running is doing for her on like a mental level, not just a physical level. Mm-hmm. So there's like an undertone and more heart to the story than just like cool B-roll of her running, which is cool.
It is cool. It is cool.
But yeah, there's a little bit more to the story there. And so that's, I'm waiting for the end of that to happen. I don't know when it's coming, because I'm kind of more concerned about the story and the quality of the video, like more than like let's just finish it.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to wait for life to finish unraveling itself. Yeah. And so that's kind of like a current to potentially long-term project. And I also recently started making content for Matriarchy Build. So I'll be making some content for them. So give them a follow. And and then my own content whenever I can get around to it. And making stuff. And once I get my shop back in order, I do want to kind of get back to doing like commissioned work and coming out with like a bunch of products, because I do have a lot of ideas that I want to get out into the world and make commercials for all of them.
Your life's in transition right now.
It's a huge transition. it's
maybe like a music video, like a YouTube short of one like your little like rad like acoustic sets, just to keep us like tied it over.
So I am gonna do a bunch of covers too, because I'm like back here and back around my family, and so you'll probably see me collaborating with a lot of my family members on a bunch of covers. I told Eric I wanted to do one with him.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. Well, I bet you probably have a couple like vertical content like of you, like even the other day you put some like just some vertical content on your phone of you like acoustic, just throwing it up as like a YouTube short, just like because they're beta testing it like crazy. I'm just more saying because I want to see content from you. But like,
oh my God, Lindsay,
I
I
don't
tell
know.
her this all the time. I go, the more Marylou I can get, the better. Like, just
I mean, am I
keep
saying, right?
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
just get our
Yeah,
fix already?
yeah.
But I know like they're like kind of just like raw and like real. Like they're definitely like kind of just trying to, they're like the wild west right now with the like YouTube shorts. But I feel like you have a lot of great content that's vertical and like music wise that like you could even make just like a little sub folder of like Marylou like music, you know, that we can just get a little taste and then
for sure.
You know,
yeah.
I'm just
we
obviously
want
it's one extra.
More.
We want more, but it's like it's stuff you already have, so it's like would take you just like one random night to like upload a couple, and then I'm gonna be your accountability buddy. I'm gonna keep
Thank
telling
you.
Just wanna,
yes.
So we can get more Marylou.
Yes. I am trying to give more in 2022.
We're here for it.
Yes,
exactly. We've already seen a lot more than I think we had at the end of the year last year.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks.
I'm totally using our like disaster conversation as like the Patreon special. I think.
Cool.
That's perfect content for that. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is a good Patreon special.
Like, I only counted 2 disasters, and when you said like 3 or 4, I was like, really? Before you talk that many disasters? Oh wow. Yeah. Lindsay, Doomsday, what's happening?
You know what kind of things you watch when you're bored.
I don't though. That's so funny. I don't know I don't know where my mind went morbid and dark.
Well, you're talking to the girl that was born dead, so
yeah, that's true.
And resurrected to be here to freaking save us. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
Yes,
guys, have a great night. I should probably go to sleep. It's like 10:30 or something.
Ooh.
Oh.
Sorry, girl.
Old. That's fine. I liked it. I loved it. See you guys later.
Love you, friends. Bye.
Thank you so much for the support. I hope you enjoyed the show. Head on over to patreon.com/makerconversations if you want to hear the 20-minute episode where Marylou, myself, and Lindsay ask very obscure, fun questions, and the dialogue is hilarious. So I hope you'll enjoy that if you become a Patreon. And a fun announcement, my very first podcast for Sabretooth is out this weekend. It is launched April 15th, and I am super excited to be working with them. I have always wanted to be part of the Sabretooth brand, and now it is just so cool to be part of their team and to have a podcast for them. So go check that out. Please, please, please give me the support. I appreciate it, and let's keep killing it. All right? Have a good one. Bye.